Sitting down here with Jim Palmer, of course, Cakes. Tell me a little bit about the nickname that you chose for Players Weekend.
Well, they kind of chose it for me. I was with the Orioles when I was 19. I kind of had to be here, and then thought I was going to get sent out. And, of course, we traded for Frank Robinson. So when I was 20, everybody got hurt in spring training, and I ended up making the ball club and, started pitching pretty well. And we were actually in California, and we were going to Kansas City, and we were going commercially, so we left really early in the morning, and the coffee shop in the hotel was not open, so we got on the plane and didn't have pancakes. And pitched that night. I didn't pitch particularly well. I think I lost 5-3 or 4-3 or 4-2, something like that. And Kurt Blefary, who had been Rookie of the Year, and kind of came up the same year I did. He said, "Well, what do you expect? You didn't eat your pancakes." So the first commercial I ever did, back then, second year I was making $7,500. My first commercial was Washington Pancakes. It was like I think a Baltimore, Washington company paid me $400, which is a lot of money when you're only making $7,500. So my nickname was Cakes, and kind of short for pancakes. And then when we played the Reds in '70, there's a stack. I think we're me with a big stack of pancakes or something like that, which was kind of one of those PR things like that. But I didn't know that I was carbo loading at the time, but apparently it worked. Or maybe the fact that I ate pancakes and then I played for one of the best teams for 20 years when I played here with the Orioles.
Ben McDonald, Big Ben.
That's it.
Number 19. Why Big Ben?
I was taller than most all the way growing up, and even in high school, I was a tall kid. And when I got to college, I grew an inch once I got to college my freshman year, and I got to be 6'7", and guys started walking by, you're big, you're tall, and so it just became Big Ben, and it's been Big Ben forever, even around the house. And my son calls me that sometimes. And I said, "I'm Dad. I'm not Big Ben to you. That'd be Dad, But so it just kind of stuck. It's been there for a long time.
Rick Dempsey, you've got your Players Weekend jersey. Tell me about the nickname.
Well, I actually got this nickname from Lee May. He was a first baseman right before Eddie Murray took over at that position. He used to call me the Dipper, because one time I went into the grandstands to catch a foul ball, and he says I was dipping into the grandstands, and from that day he called me Dipper. Hey, Dipper, hey, Dipper. And then the other players, they didn't quite understand what Lee was saying, so they started calling me Dimper, which was closer to my name, Dempsey. But it was back in those days, they didn't have real nicknames for guys like me, so they just called me the Dipper.
How often do you get the nickname Cakes today?
Well, all my teammates call me Cakes. I don't even think they know my first name, which is Jim. I think even Ben McDonald too. I got retired for like 5 years.
In the baseball world, as you know, everybody has nicknames. There's nobody that goes by really their real name. There's Crush and all kind of different names that everybody, because you spend so much time with each other, you very rarely go through the name. You just go through the nickname.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is pretty cool. I love the fact that it's black and the black numbers and everything. It's really different. Yeah. I like things that are a little bit different. Maybe on more occasions I like colorful things, but this one happens to be simple but nice. And I love the way Dipper sticks out.
I'm fired up, man. I mean, it's become really big. And, of course, I've been coming back now for 6 or 7 years. I don't think it's been around that long. But I could see how popular it was last year. And to be a part of it, man, this year, I'm looking forward to it. I just might wear my jersey just all 3 days, just like everybody else, just for fun.
Baseball players, professional athletes, football players, nicknames are always good because it draws the crowd into them, and that's their guy out there. And nobody else has that name.
I think baseball... having been here really since 1965, so I've been here, I don't know what, 55, 6 years, whatever it is. I think you get to know baseball players a lot better. Maybe not so much now but the guys I played with, whether it was Brooks or Boog, I was kind of thinking, what would Brooksy's, Brooks, with 19 straight Gold Gloves, might have been hands. I don't know, because he had great hands. Mark Belanger, who won 8 Gold Gloves, his was blade. But, I think it's a way for the fans actually to kind of, see a little bit of the personality of players and all that. Earl Weaver, his nickname in the minor leagues was Mickey Rooney because he was so short. Rooney might have been really nice. I think we would have all pulled for that. I'm not sure he would have gone along with that. So I think it's a great idea. And maybe we'll even win a few games. They'll make it better.
You can catch the Orioles players wearing their nicknames on the back of their jerseys for Players Weekend. And, of course, Jim Palmer as Cakes. Thanks, Jim.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.